song like everybody else. Being myself is something I do well. Whatever you do, do it good. Whatever you do.
Hi Mark, super to meet up with you once again and continue to work on your game. As promised, quick recap of the key points that we discussed in yesterday's session. It related heavily again to that right knee and the way it over flexes from P4 onwards. So what we've got is a right knee that's flexing too much. The sequence should be from P4, the knee and the hips should be back into their address flex by P5. You can see there that your hips and knees are back into their address flex well before P5. So there's an overactive flexing of the midsection, if you will. So knees and pelvis flexing forward too soon. Accumulator 3 then starts to release and roll. Knee continues to flex, and whenever we flex forward, the club gets out in front of the hands at P6. So the act of flexing forward is causing the shaft to steepen, get out in front of the hands at 6, steepening the angle of attack and making it very difficult to create the shape of shot that you want. When viewed from face on, you can see that that right knee flexes and then continues to flex. So we've got that really sort of kicked in right knee look at P7. So what we started off with doing was putting the cane in place here, stuck in the basket to curtail the rate at which the right knee can flex. You can see on this one, the right knee flexing back, pelvis and knee back into the address flex by P5, rather than what we were seeing here by about P4.4, maybe 4.5. So not flexing the right knee as quick. Once we've got back into that flexion with the lower body, we should then start to extend. So from a bodily position now, in relation to the body, we'll start to push up off the ground sooner. You see that right leg straightening when you view it from face on. Right knee doesn't flex as much, doesn't kick in as much coming into 7, creating a much better looking position at impact. And beyond. So controlling the right knee and therefore controlling the rate at which the body can rotate through impact. Much better P6 position viewed from face on. On this one, the club still comes out in front of the hands, still sets through that lead arm as it's coming into the P6 position. Not quite as much, it's starting to shallow, but then we needed to shallow it even more. So what we started to work on was this push spectrum, where we've got the cane down on the target line and we're going to go biggest push, medium push, small push. And we're doing this to try and start to control the rate at which accumulator 3 releases during the downswing. So if we take a little look at the effect this had, I'm just going to close these screens down and get one of your final swings up for you, where we're controlling the right knee and we're also controlling accumulator 3. So let's just get these up for you. So we've got the push spectrum up on the right, up on the left hand side on the main screen, and then we've got one of your latter swings here about to come up shortly, where you're working both pieces in nicely. So you're learning to get the knee back into flexion, and then you're learning to extend and control the rate at which accumulator 3 releases. We'll do away with the spectrum image. I'm having a bit of a nightmare with that one at the moment, Mark. Just bear with me 1 second. We get these two swings up at the side of each other. The other thing we discussed was, due to the lack of leg length on the left hand side, if we draw this right toe back a little bit, we're effectively shortening the length of the right leg, leveling up the hips. So that's something else. Take your normal setup first and then just withdraw that right foot. So on this one, on the left hand side, we're going to control the rate at which the right knee flexes, but we're going to release accumulator 3 too much. So we're through the left arm, out in front of the hands. On this one, we're going to control the rate at which the right knee flexes. We've drawn the right foot back a little bit to level out the hips, and we've got the canes in the ground trying to hit the spectrum of pushes. The spectrum of pushes is controlling the rate at which that left hand rotates. You can see now that the shaft continues to shallow, the right knee doesn't overflex. We start to push up off the ground sooner, clubbing behind the hands at 6, attacking the ball much more from the inside. Improved 5.7. Continued improvement at 6. So the right knee back into its address flex, then we start to extend, and we also control the rate at which accumulator 3 unloads, resulting in a completely different approach into the golf ball, shifting the plane line more to the right, having it less to the left, and also shallowing out the angle of descent. Good luck with it. Any questions, feel free to fire me an email across, and I look forward to hearing from you over the coming weeks. Well done.